Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Amacid and today we are opening up 20 sets of the Astromancer. Now the Astromancer is a 7-card divination card that gives the Eternity Shroud with 2 implicits. I'd like to quickly thank Loupri for providing the cards for today's gamble. Let's hope we can hit something good for you. Before we jump in, as usual, please remember to subscribe, like, comment, do all that good stuff. If you like the videos, you like the channel, I really do appreciate the support. Now, jumping in here, these cards, each set was just about 1x, give or take. He said the cards were kind of all over the place in terms of pricing, but 1x, so total we'll call this about 20x in gamble. Now, if you were to just, no matter what the baseline is, a corrupted Eternity Shroud sells for about 50 chaos, roughly. Current X is about 150 chaos, so it's about a third of an X. So basically, we're guaranteed to make at least, you know, a third of our money back, pretty much immediately guaranteed. But obviously we're not in this to make 1/3, we're in this to do really, really well. So in terms of things we're trying to hit, I did some brief research of things that are good, but really there's so many combinations out there of good things. I mean, projectile gems is something Loupri specifically mentioned. Projectile gems are definitely good. That's definitely one of the better options. Percent increased damage is going to be a good one. Now, you also may be thinking, why am I on a character with no inventory? Well, it's because I made a fresh level 28 PvP character for the occasion, because that eliminates these 5 mods here. It eliminates all res and pretty much all the reduced all the reduced elemental damage taken mods, which was requested. So let's get rid of those guys and really just leave in the gem ones. It gets rid of most of the bad ones. It doesn't get rid of things like, you know, these guys down here, which aren't great. Doesn't get rid of, obviously, you can't specify the specific type of gems because we don't want stuff like this, but it does help to some degree. So we'll do a turn in now, then we'll price check at the end and see where we landed and see if we actually made our money back, see if we broke 20x. So let's do it. First one is Aura and Warcry. Second is Damage and ES. Just double check. Yep, coming in at the right item level. Socketed Gems and Warcry Gems. Okay. Percent damage alone is pretty good. I mean, I think that should be pretty good by itself. Obviously, these aren't 6-linked, so you'd have to 6-link them yourself, which is the only downside of turning in these cards. Socketed Gems and Fizz damage while stationary. Not it. Let's move these over. Let's go. Move these in here. And I'll sort through it in a minute. Aura and Trap and Mine. Okay. Curse and damage again. High roll on the damage. We're also looking at the that explicit roll, that gain elemental damage as extra chaos per shaper item. If that's low, that's not great either. So this is a good roll, but this is a min roll, which is unfortunate. This is a pretty bad one. One more? 2 more actually, we have space. Aura and 50% damage. A max roll on the damage. That could be big money. That could be big money for sure. I didn't do too much research. I kind of wanted to go in a little bit surprised when I look at the results in a minute, but I have a good idea generally that what's okay and what's not. Dump all those guys in. Duration and Aura could be very good as well. Socketed and Fizz damage, no. Socketed Gems is not bad, but AoE and Curse. Okay, AoE is definitely good, but I wonder if Curse is socketed and AoE. Damn. Yeah, I mean, these could be cool. I mean, there's so many options here. AoE and max life. I mean, you're bound to hit something good, right? AoE and max life. Let's just move these cards around. So we've hit like a bunch of AoE gems, but that explicit roll does matter, so I will check that afterwards. Damage and ES. No projectile gems though. No projectile gems yet. AoE, last 2. Socketed and duration. Okay, last one. Duration, AoE. So again, I don't think these are bad per se. It's just a matter of, well, I ran out of space, but it's dropped one my unique. Anyway, I'll check these in a second. I'll be right back and let you know where we landed. Alrighty, everyone, we are back. Now, before we jump into this, I just want to make a very large disclaimer here that these prices are all over the place. Basically impossible to price check. It's just it's really just kind of all over the place, and I don't want anyone to before I get accused of being too high or too low. I just want to say that I'm doing the best I can with the information I have, and these are very, very difficult to price check. Now I feel pretty good about all of these ones down here. Now basically anyone that had a single mod that was good, like AoE gems, these are all like these are base level, right? These will all sell for about 50C. There are examples pretty much of all these selling at 50C just because they have one good mod or no good mods. But the good mods might not be good enough to bring them really out of that range. These were all about 100C. I would say anywhere from 50 to up to an X, give or take. So I averaged them at about 100C each. So these total, and again, these were generally one good mod that made it worthwhile. So it had, you know, increased damage, socketed gems, increased damage, socketed gems, whatever it may be. So this one here had a good roll on the explicit and or gems, etc. So these total are about 8x. So that's, you know, we're working our way towards half. Then we hit these guys here. Duration Aura, there was a couple up for about 1 to 3x, more like 3x. So I said 2x seems like a reasonable price to me at this. So I put that for 2. This guy here, Aura and damage, it is I really judge this as a max roll damage and less of an Aura, and I think 2x is about reasonable for that. Because again, you still have to 6-link all of these and color them, and so it's not really like it's a done, ready to go item. And unfortunately, you also can't have any kind of enchants on there, which is not great. So including all these, this puts us at 12x, which is just over halfway mark. Now these three are where things get very dicey, and I want to say that these prices are impossible to nail down. I did quite a bit of research trying to figure out whether these would make sense, and the big answer for this gamble is going to end up being question mark, because we didn't hit projectile, which I know is good, but we hit some other good ones that are probably good, but they're very difficult to price check. So let's start with the lower tier, then we'll go up to this guy here. So this one is duration AoE. Now the only examples up for stuff like this are pushing 25x. There you go. So you look at these, you say, okay, it's duration AoE 20x. You go to offline. That's just me. So there's nobody else. There's only these guys up. You're looking at the items or the skills that people are using on these, right? This isn't going to work for a spectral shield throw, which is the most common. That's just because spectral shield throw doesn't benefit from really the duration or the AoE. I'm trying to think of any support gems that would go with spectral shield throw right now that are duration, and it's not popping out. Lightning arrow works with AoE, so that's one of the good ones, right? That's one of the ones that would make sense, because if you look, lightning arrow is an AoE gem. And I don't know if their duration here, no duration, but you still get +2 to your lightning arrow. Like for example, this guy has +2 AoE, and so I could see that working, for sure. So I think that 7x is maybe a little high. I originally priced it at 5, but I just want to say this whole thing is a question mark. These are estimated prices. I really can't tell for sure because they're all over the place. 7x might end up sounding like a hot cake, and it really is worth 20x, but I don't think so. I think that's too high. Then the next one here, or sorry, I was looking at the wrong one. So this one here is socketed gems and socket duration. I'm actually going to drop this. This is probably more like 4x at the most, at the absolute most. Possibly, again, I'm just way wrong, but I'm doing the best I can here. So 4x for that guy. Let's just call it a day there. The socket gems, it's good levels, right? It's just the duration gems is tricky. I can see that working with maybe a Vol skill gem that would work really well if there's any good Vol skill gems out there that could work. But again, just searching this, just to show you what I'm talking about here, there's one and it's 25x, and I'm pretty sure this one's 6-linked. Yeah, this one's 6-linked. I don't think that 4. I think 4x is probably about right. Maybe less. Then this one here is completely unpriceable. I mean, this one is very, very good. Like, I mean, if you're a lightning arrow user, this is a very strong one. You might want AoE gems and damage. That might be the absolute best, I guess. But we did an aura and damage, which isn't great. But AoE and damage would probably be really good for that skill. Otherwise, maybe socketed gems and damage would be really good for like a spectral shield throw in place of a projectile. But looking at these here, so there are none online. And then if you go to any, there's only one. It's 6-linked, posted 19 hours ago, and it's 150x. I don't know, basically. I don't know. This could be absolutely nuts. This could make or break this. I wish I could tell you guys, yes, this gamble's profitable, or yes, this wasn't. I think we're right on the cusp at the very minimum, but it's really tough because the market is all over the place. It's very difficult to tell whether things are actually selling. I don't know. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of weird one. I wish I could give you guys more conclusive evidence, but anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will catch you guys in the next one.